So true, funny how it seems, always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels, went toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I bought a ticket to the world, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. I know this much is true. I know this much is true. With a thrill in my head and a pill on my tongue, there's over nerves that have just begun. Listening to Marvin all night long. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound, always slipping from my hands. Stands a time of its own. Take your seaside arms and write the next line. Oh, I want the truth to be known. I know this much is true. I know this much is true. I bought a ticket to the world, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. I know this much is true. I know this much is true. This much is true. This much is true. This much is true. I know this much is true. This much is true. This much is true. This much is true. I know this much is true. This much is true. This much is true.
Hello, good morning. This is High Priestess Jamila. How y'all doing on this beautiful morning? Boy, it is so warm over here in Kansas City. It's going to be warm all week, I think. Yeah. So I am here to inform you all about something, and you better listen. You are dumb and you will die poor without nothing. If you come on this website and you listen to most of these people on this website that are talking to you and trying to give you advice about relationships and love and sex, you are going to always lose. Always. You will be a loser. Straight up and down. These people out here are fake. They're frauds. And then some of them are genuinely dumb. For example, taking love and relationship advice from a man that screams at women that he doesn't know behind the computer, calling them bitches and hoes, stalking them on this website and around the internet. If you look at that person as a man of reason, if you look at that person as a man that can give you advice, you will, first of all, you're dumb, get smart. I'm just going to tell you straight up and down. I have to give a disclaimer. I have to warn people that I now meet about the stalkers on the internet. And I have to let them know out the gates that they are liars and frauds. Liars and frauds. Making up stuff, attacking people, trying to come at people with this rhetoric. And if you fall for it, you are dumb. Now, ignorant and dumb is two different things. If you are ignorant to the fact that they are liars and frauds and that they are using this social media platform to stalk people and to ruin people's lives, if you are not informed of that, then you are being informed now. Okay. You are being informed of that now. No real woman. And you know what? I realize that they take advantage of people. You can tell that they take advantage of people that may be going through some things to where you are looking for a person for maybe possibly some kind of sexual gratification or validation. So I think that that's mainly the ones that they, so you was dumb anyway. Okay. If you're looking for a relationship to validate you, you need to work on your self esteem issues and seek your own soul. If you need a relationship with anybody so that you can just simply say to people, I have a person, then you're not ready for no real relationship. And you won't find a real one. Your relationship is a very personal, very private happening of love and devotion and connection and commitment with the other person. If you're looking for validation, something's wrong with you. You are looking for a person to just be a trophy, basically. and you're not ready for love, a prop almost that you don't actually really care about. That's a fact. And I didn't realize it until I came to social media. Now, prior to coming to social media, or prior to becoming mature and discovering and realizing things about the world that we live in, I realized that my relationships that I had with people prior to coming here, because I had children out of those relationships, they were real, but I was still going about it in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I love the children. Those are my kids for life, right? I have a whole family that I love. But I think that the way that the world began to orchestrate itself or structure itself was surrounding around narcissism. And you do not want to live in the world of narcissism. It's miserable, and all that it is about is impressing other people. And that is no way to live. That's no way to live. That's not a real life. Doing everything that someone else would approve of is not living a real life. You should be more so focused on, if you do have someone in your life, impressing them, making a good impression on them, but trying to go out being a person that is actually dumb enough to want to go out in this world and impress and get the approval of other people. You're fake. You're living a fake life, and that's what you're striving for. And you cannot survive nor be healthy with fake love. You can't do it. Fake love ain't gonna do you no good. Love, first of all, doesn't validate a person. Love is an actual energy that we all need. That if you are given love from the time that you were born, or maybe before you were born, if you were loved when you were in your mother's womb, then you understand the the energy of love, the chemicals that love produces within the body, that really is very healing to the body. It's very healing. Fake love provides you with nothing. The whole purpose of love is this synergy. It's energy. Love is energy, right? There's an energy that flows when it comes to love. If you are trying to give or receive fake love, your heart is going to start to die. You're not actually getting it. Especially when it comes to you men. A lot of you men, that look for sex and validation but no love, are going to end up in a relationship with a woman that is not actually giving you love. And trust me, I've seen them. I've seen examples of men. The number one example is a man that wants love, has never had it in his life because his mama didn't give it to him, right? His mother didn't give it to him. And this man literally is trying to get real love out of a relationship with a woman that is stalking another woman. As a man, you can't get real love out of a woman who's only there or with you to stalk another woman. What? You looking for love in the wrong places. We've seen males come on here and claim that they have love, but this woman just literally goes out to concerts with this man and does nothing else, obviously, because there's other things that is missing. Okay, you can't get what you need out of fake relationships with fake ass people. You can't do it. You know, it is what it is. You get sick trying to be in a relationship with a fake person or try to be in a fake relationship. Stop coming to YouTube and social media looking for answers. Look for those answers within yourself. You know, love is quite natural. It's natural. It develops on its own. And love should never be socially engineered. You know, think about it. You can't even relax around that person really. You ain't even really relaxing. You literally your body would be under some kind of anxiety 24 hours per day trying to keep up some kind of appearance of love, knowing that you're miserable, but you're constantly trying to convince the outside world. Now you're trying to convince the outside world that what you got is love, and we all know that it's not. You know, and I'm sorry, but a man, I'm not sorry, but a man in social media calling women bitches and hoes, he is not ready, nor is he deserving of love at all. If you a male and you're calling women bitches and hoes, I think they need to start putting men in jail. That needs to become actually outlawed to be able to go out in public or in social media calling women bitches and hoes. They need to throw them in jail. Mm-mm. Something wrong with a person like that. Or either putting them in insane asylums is what they need to do. Now, I'm gonna give a disclaimer for YouTube. Anybody love relationship with anybody on YouTube, but yet there are liars and frauds that will go around telling people that I was in a relationship with a troll. Y'all are literally taking advice and listening to trolls, and you wondering why things are going wrong. I have never been in a relationship with any trolls on YouTube, but yet they want to claim it. I think that recently here, yeah, actually recently is the first time that I've been in a genuine relationship with a man in years. I ain't been with no I haven't been in a high priestess Jamila ain't been in no relationship with nobody. Not no real one. So, but they still proclaim it. Why? Because they're fake for social media purposes, for their agenda and their rhetoric. You can't get by in life on rhetoric. Get out of social media. Get out there. Get out there in the world. When I met a person recently that I manifested into my life, social media almost became a threat to that relationship, to that real relationship, the genuine quality of the realness of the connection that I have with this man. Now, I've been in social media for purposes of what? Speaking about spirituality, right? This is a business channel. It says Divine Services Apothecary. That's my website address, okay? However, for many, many, many reasons that are still dumb, it's a lot of dumb people in this world. They're just not smart. And you know what? Unintelligence is a spirit. That's why perfectly normal people who are having real life experiences can come to social media and become what? Dumbed down, mainly by social media creators. For example, Rizzy. Rizzy was bullied into her own unaliving of herself. Why? Because somehow they were able to get in her brain and make her miserable. Now, are you supposed to do that? No. Do I feel sorry for the girl that happened to Rizzy? Rest in peace, Rizzy. That's sad. But these content creators ain't about nothing. They are looking for the next drama. They are looking for the next campaign. They're campaigning for your brain to take over your mind with their ideas that are not going to do anything but make you dumb, sick, poor, and dying. That's a fact. You know what? I question a person that claims that they are a relationship guru. Why are they so concerned about your relationships? Think about it. Why do they care about your relationships to the point where they got to come out here and give you warnings and signs and all of that when you're supposed to be out here experiencing life? Now, I will tell you that there are some deadheads out here in this world that you need to avoid altogether so you won't end up deceased, found in a ditch some damn where. I will admit to that because it's some real garbage out here in this world. It is some real garbage. However, ask yourself this question: why would another man be concerned about how and if you loving on a woman? Y'all remember back when Kevin Samuels was alive and he was doing all that craziness? That dude had spirits on him. I remember a couple of women contacted me. They said, Jamila, I was in a loving relationship with this man. Me and this man loved each other. For some reason, he changed as soon as he started watching Kevin Samuels because they are putting people under possession on these channels. Y'all got to be careful. Don't Most people that are smart do not like, and it has been prophesied that most people in this world are going to be dumb and they're going to allow people to dumb them down. Well, there you are. Most intelligent people do not like these so-called relationship gurus because what is wrong with them to where they need to be in your love atmosphere? Why would somebody else want to be, in your energy of love? They're trying to get in your energy. They're trying to get in your energy. Why do they want to be in your energy? So that they can turn your life into the fake, plastic, miserable lives that they live, where they don't mind being in fake relationships, doing fake things every single day. I got one of them that's been stalking me for a decade now, for literally a decade now. Guess what? He's in a relationship. He's been in two different relationships with women that were stalking Jamila. Is he capable of a real relationship? No. How can you be in a relationship with a woman that is stalking another woman? This woman's stalking another woman. You're stalking that woman every day, every day. And people will go and you think that you can get good information or inflow from that person. Yesterday they talking about we found a girlfriend. Now, pardon me, there's no such thing as a goddamn documented girlfriend harassing people's family. I'm stalking your family and I'm terrorizing you, and the next day I'm going to be able to give you life advice. Really, really, you are dumb if you take life advice from a stalker and a troll. These are just true facts. It's ridiculous. I got a couple of my people right now getting their money up because they got caught up in that. And they like, well, I'm getting it together. These people got to be cleansed. They mind got to be cleansed. If you come to social media, social media people can't really affect you unless they stalk you and come in your face. But if you listen and accept their rhetoric, then now they have trained your brain to be dumb. There's people on here dumbing people down and socially engineering you from behind their computers. And that's just a fact. They want you to think and be in the consciousness of them the way that they think. And they're always talking about love and sex, but yet they didn't even get love from their own mamas. And they'll even try to convince you that your mama never loved you. It's understanding that you be running around here healthy, beautiful, sane, and the next thing you know, for some reason, you got in your consciousness that you done came from an abusive family. That's how good they are. They are very manipulative. I had to tell my new man. I had to stop him because he was like, eh, you know, he thought that I was actually in a real relationship with one of these dudes on here. I had to stop him and say, no, baby, that dude was highly manipulative. He's a troll. He's a con artist. He's a liar. He's a fraud. I had to literally sit down and explain that to my real boyfriend that I met in person, not on the internet. I had to literally explain that to him. He said, "Oh, I thought y'all was in a real relationship." I said, "No, we were not." I said having sex with somebody doesn't constitute a relationship, but having sex with someone can bring about feelings for that person in a real situation. There is no such thing as fake feelings. I had to explain to him I ain't never had no real feelings for that person. I got real feelings for you. That's who I got real feelings for. That's a fact. Now, why I didn't put on no deodorant after I gotta go take a shower, y'all. I took a shower last night, didn't put on no deodorant after I got to go in the shower. Y'all better understand what you're dealing with when it comes to social media. It's a lot of fake people out here in social media. You mix fake fraud with dumb. What is that? All of that is a spirit. And I was actually quite shocked at the number and the amount of people with the capability of literally being possessed by spirits like that. I'm like, what in the world? And many of you guys are subject to possession. Many of you guys are. Be careful with these people out here in social media. They are a perversion of a human being. They are a perversion of a human being. Okay? They're frauds, is what they are. Okay? I think I almost lost my new man. That I felt hard for him. I said, shit, I ain't about to lose you over some fake person in social media. That's a fraud. Uh-huh. Gotta be careful out here. Especially if the fraud continues to talk about you for months and months and months, hoping, hoping that someone that knows you will hear the disgusting things being that they're saying about you, as well as the energy and the intention that they have, which is to confuse, cause problems, confuse people, cause problems, try to make people look at you a certain type of way. Because it's a lot of people that don't know how to be real. They don't know how to live a real life. Or they done reached a certain age and they figure they're going to be all about the fuckery for the rest of their life. So they don't care. And I think a lot of y'all men have an issue with listening to other men, period. You can't trust none of these men out here in social media. Trust me, and do not date none of these trolls out here. I'm going to tell you something. I found myself fighting for my life. I had to literally fight for my life and the lives of my children because of fake people in social media. Now, the more and the more that you are a person that comes here and you looking for answers and you looking for something, those answers are within yourself. But the issue is that your heart chakra has closed off. Your heart's closed. How can you tell when a person's heart chakra is closed? Because they're doing things that essentially are harmful to them. Now, for example, I smoke cigarettes. My significant other now, that I'm with now, he really honestly wants me to quit smoking, and I will. I'll quit smoking. It's not a good time to do that right now, but I will quit smoking because he doesn't like the smoking, and I do need to quit smoking. You know what I'm saying? Um, Cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But the whole point of it is that when you're doing things in social media, that I'm gonna tell you something. Nothing is more harmful to the body than stress. Stress is the number one factor of disease and sickness. Is stress. Okay. People go on and on and on about diet. I've seen people come on here and they are some of the most cantankerous, do diabolical stuff all the time. And they'll come on here and say, hey, I'm getting ready to start a detox diet and I'm getting ready to detox my body. But yet they're still involved in the most diabolical and harmful behaviors and energies. So diet is not going to do those people any good at all. What good is your diet when you go out there and you do vile, diabolical things to people? Because people out there, people can call us witches and say, oh, these witches ain't no good. But you know what? When you out there and you sending people and you directing your negativity towards people, people got the right to send that back to you. Okay, so they can sit up there all the hell they want, because that's what I've seen as a witch myself, because I ran into a channel. Witches are not inherently evil. People can be evil, and they get mad at you when they are not allowed to shit on you, when they are not allowed to relieve themselves all of their iniquities onto you. That's what people want to do. They want a scapegoat. They want a sacrifice. Okay, so I don't even want to hear it. And you dealing with some witches, you're not going to be able to just spew all of your negativity onto a person. That's why they can't stand witches. And I personally feel like the witches are God's anointed ones. Depends on what God you worship. But I feel that the witches are that, because what I've seen is nothing but witches being attacked, aka women being attacked by these misinformed, incel, disgusting males with these weak females trailing behind them, attacking, trying to derail women just for the hell of it. So I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. Okay, I don't even want to hear it. Literally trying to kill women, literally doing death campaigns against women in social media. Have y'all looked around and seen all of the women that have been murdered? Look at Shanquilla Robinson. Wasn't that her name? I think her last name is Robinson. I may have the last name wrong. What the hell is wrong with men and women? It was disgusting the way that that woman, Shanquilla, was very nice to those people, thought that they were her friends, and they beat her up. Now, I'm gonna make a quick comment on the person that came in here trying to derail my conversation, talking about how he quote unquote helped me. A narcissistic person will help you with an intention to hurt you later on. Okay, that's a fact. So, I wouldn't, for me, I have told people to not be fooled by that, because the person actually just helped me get sick. And then also, if you're a man in a real relationship with a woman, please believe that being in a relationship with a woman and taking care of her financially, but abusing her, cancels out all of your financial undertakings. Okay. So no woman wants to be in a relationship or involved with a man that financially takes care of the woman, but he's abusing her. That's, no, nobody wants that, especially a woman like me who, and I will always have the ability to support myself financially. So I'm not looking for a man to support me financially. I'm looking for a man that I can build with. We can put what we have together. But just to have a man support me financially, that ain't never been me, that ain't never been the play for me. And again, they move the goalposts, these jackals in social media, they move the goalposts, right? So, if you're in a relationship with a person that is abusive to you, while at the same time, this person is purposely trying to put you in a position to where you would need them financially just so that they can abuse you and force you to live in squalor and try to destroy your career, destroy your reputation, destroy your life, that's pretty much a no-brainer. And our society will always be, we will never tolerate it. Women will never tolerate needing to be in a relationship with a man to be supported financially. So, that part right there is that part right there. Case in point, you got somebody with a YouTube handle name called St. Michael's Church of Latter Day, is on their channel talking about the consumption of feces. Uh that's who you listen to, is somebody that's talking about, like, is that a representation of the church? That's like a no-brainer. If you ever hear a man in social media calling a woman a bitch, calling a woman a hoe, disrespecting her, cursing her out, dropping revenge porn. Pretty much that's a no-brainer that this is not a person that you want to listen to. Doesn't matter who they're talking about. It's the point that they're doing it to begin with. Never, ever, ever take up with a man that directly attacks women. Ever, ever. That's ridiculous to do that. That's ridiculous to think that you can ever get anything good out of a man that is literally in social media, disrespectful, running around with a bunch of lesbians and some kind of weird sexual perverted, ain't even sexual, it's like a perversion of and in the energy of with a bunch of weird women trying to dominate the woman and being weird. That's not somebody you should be listening to. You should not be listening to nor give a damn about a woman that has been stalking another woman. Hello? If a woman is obsessed with another woman, this chick is not capable of life. Something is wrong with her. Day in and day out and chasing and stalking this woman around. No, no. Y'all need to start canceling these people early on. And I understand that y'all were fooled and these people probably was able to do spell work around themselves to get you to listen to them and to get you to accept that. But when you look at it with some kind of clarity, you should understand that a woman stalking another woman, literally stalking her, literally in a group every single day talking about her, literally doing what she's doing, she is not mentally well. She is not the type of woman that you would want to listen to or believe in. And a lot of people are finding out the hard way. That person's not mentally well. And you would think that that would be a no-brainer, but apparently not. Hey, Stefan, happy Monday to you too, boo. Yeah, that's not a person that's mentally well. If you see a person in social media trying to contact people, family members, this chick contacting people, doing all kinds of weirdness, that is not a person that you want to listen to or respect. That shouldn't even be something that I should even have to like point out to you. That should be like literally an obvious. I'm sorry. Yeah. That like and it just is what it is. And then um also another thing, they had a very strong rhetoric set up, and they had it set up to where they could literally use people's names and their likeness, and they were actually trying to literally wanted me to walk around the world with a label on me that was not the truth, and then wanted me to not be able to say anything in response. So they were going to continue to over and over again use my name, use my picture, use this rhetoric against me, and I was just not supposed to say nothing. No, no. And if I said something, that meant that I was a part of what they're doing and that I was okay with it. No, I am one person speaking out against your group. So y'all need to, first of all, if you can't even recognize and see gang stalkers for who the fuck they are, how do you expect to be able to survive in this world if you can't even comprehend a gang stalker or even be able to decode what they're doing? You can't decode what a gang stalker is doing. This is a gang stalker. This is a gang stalker. Even and the crazy part about it is that for years, for over 10 years, they've been doing it right out in the open. They're not even hiding it. So you can see what they're doing. Stevan, as long as it is stupid people that are willing to fall for it, they're going to continue to do it. As long as it's stupid people that are going to continue to fall for it, they're going to continue to do it. They are. That's why I said some people are dumb. I'm going to say this real quick. This channel is getting ready to grow, and there's going to be new viewers on this channel. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people that fell for that are regretting it because those people's rhetoric brought them nothing. Brought them nothing but loss in their lives. Loss. That's a fact. Those people bought them nothing but loss in their lives, and I am not responsible for what you watch in social media. Okay, especially uh if you're the type of person that will know that someone is speaking lies about me, and then you go and watch them, and all of a sudden you have a problem with me because your brain don't know how to determine whether or not somebody's bullshitting with you. You know, that's a lesson that you just gonna have to learn. Okay. And while you on here listening, just in general, not even regarding me, okay, and my spiritual services, but just in general, if you sitting around on the internet listening to some ignorant person speak about negative things and speak negatively every day, what the hell you think you going what do you think is going to happen in your life? You think positive things are going to happen for you in your life if that's what you do all day every day? Come online and listen to toxic stuff. Y'all need to quit looking at toxic stuff, period. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Stefan. It's on and popping. Y'all need to quit listening to toxic stuff on the internet, period. And if you do look at something that's toxic on the internet, you need to be strong enough to not be influenced by it. You don't come to social media and be influenced by it. That's just like if you're listening to music. Who allows negative music to necessarily influence their lives and brings negativity into their lives. Now, on my other channel, I did play a song by Esham, okay? And that is because that's how I really feel. Because I personally feel that stalkers on the internet don't need to be on this earth. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's not negative, that's a positive thing. That's actually that's actually a very positive thing for a stalker to cease to exist, because they're very harmful and has misguided and misled people a lot. And it ain't my fault if you have allowed any of these loser stalkers on here to oppress you as a woman. It ain't my fault. You shouldn't have been listening to it to begin with. Don't matter if they was talking about me. It ain't my fault, and I don't have any responsibility for that. Because it was clear that they was trying to get the attention of my people, obviously. And if my people betrayed me and thought that you was getting good information from those people, and you realized that I was right, you realized that I was telling you the truth about those people, that's on you. That's not my fault. Because really, to be honest with you, I kept wondering to myself, what the hell does these men and their problems have to do with the spiritual work that I'm doing on this website? You should have asked yourself the same question. You should have been able to decipher that they were just literally trying to insert themselves. The crazy part about it is that they'll come on here and they'll tell on themselves and then come back and try to and want to be taken seriously. Now, this one that I'm talking about in particular, yesterday he claimed that he found documentation of my uncle's girlfriend, that his girlfriend got girlfriend documentation, which I don't see how you do that if somebody's married. If somebody's married, you may be able to find their marital documents, but how did what document is there that but anyway, y'all should have known immediately to cancel those people. Oh, we can't listen to these people. You mean to tell me that you're telling us just the fact that they told you that they ain't got no respect for you either? Do you actually respect a female that's been stalking Jamila for 5 years and then is now online claiming that she found documentation on an older man and his girlfriend? Do you really believe that you can count on that person? Is that a person that you can trust? A female that came to a woman's house, pretended to be cool with her, but turned out to be a complete neurotic psychopath. That's who you trust and who you gonna listen to? That's ridiculous. Oh, you gonna listen to her because she claims she got a man, even though we know it's fake. If you got a man, why you not with your man? Why you stalking Jamila? That don't even make no sense. Been saying it for 5 years, Stefan. Been saying it for 5 years. Because you're not getting no free spiritual work. I can promise you that. That's why stuff ain't right. She tried to destroy my business, but she's not understanding that there's spirits surrounding my business. Hello. She's not understanding that. But see, it's a lot of stupid people that would be fooled by that, you know. Her just, it's ridiculous. It is. It's totally ridiculous. The way that they have this fake relationship. If y'all had a real relationship, why would you be on here stalking Jamila? This the same dude that dated that girl Tiffany that passed away, my ex-friend. This is the same dude that dated her at the time that she was stalking me. Why is this dude always dating and hooking up with these women that are stalking me? Is it because he's in a real relationship with them? No. No, it's not. They're sick mentally and dumb, and so is he. I'm sorry, it was totally ridiculous that Tiffany stalked me for 11 years in social media. Now, when you're in social media, some of y'all are just looking for entertainment, which is understanding. I don't understand how somebody being stalked is entertainment, but whatever. Whatever, right? I don't understand how that's entertainment for you, but whatever. What does that have to do with why I'm here? Nothing. Has absolutely nothing to do with why I'm here. And these are people that took time out of their day to jump on a campaign against me, and none of them gained anything. Except for coming on here fronting like they have a happy and fulfilled life, but we know that none of them do. None of them do. I can promise you that everybody on this website that has been stalking me does not have any money, does not have a man, does not have any happiness in their lives at all. I can promise you that. It's just what it is. They come on here to bullshit and to lie to you, but in reality, they don't. They didn't have it before that, and they ain't gonna have it after that. End of story. Okay? A stalker cannot have a normal relationship with anybody. A stalker is never doing good in life. A stalker is typically obsessed with a specific target, and trust me, they're not living a real life. My whole thing about it is that how do you allow somebody to blind you to that capacity? Like I told y'all, when I met my dude, like after I realized that he was serious about our relationship, well, halfway serious. We still at the beginning stages. But when I realized he was serious about me, I had to let him know, hey, disclaimer, there are people in social media lying on me. If you ever run into it, do not believe anything that you see or hear on the internet. Oh, I thought you was in a relationship with that person. No, that was not a real relationship. He was trolling me. There's a difference between being in a you think I don't know the difference? I've been in relationships before. There's a difference. Okay. Now, my significant other now, I've been to his home. I've been around him. I've spent the night with him. So I know that he's real. You know how like when somebody, because I was curious, and you know what I'm saying, everybody gets curious, and he probably, and it's a chance that a person's going to get curious and search your name and run into that. And I told him from the beginning, as soon as I started liking him, There is a man out, there's a couple of men in social media. One of them is saying all kinds of disgusting things about me that is not true. They have a smear campaign against me, a really bad one. I had to let him know that. There's a dude in social media claiming that I was in a relationship with him when I was not in a relationship with him. You can maybe classify it as a booty call, but we're not going to classify that as a relationship ever. First impressions are lasting, and then also it's not my type of hype. I had to let him know that. I had to sit down and have a serious conversation with him. I had to sit down and have a couple of conversations with him. And you know what? I want to say this to a lot of you males out there. If y'all continue to let these older, crusty, fake, delusional stalkers on the internet influence you, you are going to live a miserable life of loneliness and poverty and sickness and early death. On the internet, to where if you show them your girlfriend, they're going to get jealous because they're going to want her for themselves, because a lot of them got the nerve and the audacity to be crusty and ugly, and got the nerve to be a sex addict. Ain't that a bitch? So throughout life, unless a man is your true, genuine friend, as a man, he's going to be jealous of you and try to sabotage your relationship. Next thing you know, you got a girlfriend. She's not cheating on you. She's sweet to you. She loves you. And then the next thing you know, your delusional, fake, false friends in your life are going to be calling her hoes and trying to get you to not trust her. Next thing you know, they done destroyed your relationship with her, because no woman is going to sit there and take that crap. No woman is going to sit there and take that crap. No real woman that you're in a real relationship with is going to tolerate you supposedly being in a relationship with her, but yet you're looking at and stalking other women on the internet. So that's very interesting that I would bring that up, because I had to explain to my boo, hey, I'm not addressing this dude. I'm not addressing this dude because I like him or even want to. I'm addressing him because it is important to address the truth. So just talking about somebody in social media doesn't mean that you want them. That's called a man of thirst. Oh, I'm stalking you and I'm disrespecting you, and if you respond to me, then that means that you want me. That's called a stalker and a rapist. There is a difference between a decent man and a stalker and a rapist. You do not want to be a thirsty stalker and rapist. That's ridiculous. That is when you've surpassed dumb and you've reached levels of retardation. And yes, I do believe that a lot of people, I don't know why, I got a strong feeling, y'all. Listen, for me, I can't be dumbed down. I have a brain of steel, right? But I do believe that there are people, in particular this group of people that I'm talking about. I believe that they literally have, like, I don't know, it could be nanobots or something that they have attached spiritually to them that dumbs people down, because there's no way you can have an entire group of people that is that dumb and stupid. I believe that they're damaging people's brains. That's what I believe. And if you have came to social media and allowed those people to damage your brain, that is on you. I mean, anything can be healed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say that it's the end of the world for you just because you came here and made a mistake. You know, I've had people actually come and tell me, I will admit, Jamila, and I'm sorry. I've had people come to me crying. I've had people come to me crying saying, Jamila, I will admit that I was looking at that stuff in social media and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to do. And I said, well, you need to be careful about that. That was the first thing I told him. I said, you need to be careful about coming in social media and allowing someone, anyone, to influence you to that point where you didn't know what to think about gang stalkers and a man talking about eating feces, or a man calling a woman a bitch or a hoe. You didn't know what to think of that? How can you not know what to think of that? You should know what your own thoughts are, right? So anyway, it just is what it is. I really do hope that, because I'm focused on my family, I'm focused on my kids, and I'm focused on this man during the holidays. Okay. I hope that y'all not on here focused on those people during the holidays, man. Start breaking away now. For real. Don't quit listening to them people. How is a man gonna tell you how to get a good woman, and just the day before he was telling you that his woman is stalking people? This man can't get nobody better than a dumb stalker on the internet, and he gonna tell you how to live life. Really? You just told us yesterday that your girlfriend was looking up documents of people that she doesn't know, and you're going to give men advice on how to find and keep a good woman? Bye. Bye. We not listening to you no more, because you stupid. You stupid. That's a dumb woman. He got the worst woman in America. He goes to the worst women of America, and he's their equal. He's their equal. I will admit that. He's their equal. But you can't brag about a woman that's literally online stalking another woman. You ain't got nothing. What you got is nothing. You got a what do we say in the black community? You got a nothing ass female. If you got a female in social media stalking somebody, think about it. Who the hell wants somebody in social media stalking another person? Stop it. And you're gonna guide somebody yourself, who you yourself are looking for women specifically. You're looking for women specifically that know Jamila, that have met Jamila. So you so stupid, dumb, and crazy that you are specifically looking for women, the who have met or know Jamila. I'm like, and will sit up here and look at me like, wait, Steph, will sit up here and look at me and say, everybody takes me seriously. They do. It's been a couple of these females on here stalking me. And they'll come on here and say, I am the shit and I am the, but yeah, but you're a stalker. You're a gang stalker. That's what gang stalkers do. They do smear campaigns against people. Nobody likes or should like a gang stalker. What are you doing? What are you talking about? You are literally about nothing. You are the epitome of a nothing ass female. For you to be no, well, she's stalking me too. How? 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 We've seen Jamila repeatedly tell you people to go away and she wants nothing to do with you. Yeah, but she don't mean that because if she meant that, she wouldn't be saying that. Hold on, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So because she said it and made it clear to the public that she wants nothing to do with you people, had to block you in all of her social media because of your stalking, that means that she does want it. Wait a minute. So a person's actions doesn't show their motives. What? So now we're not so now we're all supposed to question what we see happening right before our eyes. It's ridiculous, and I will continue to disrespect Tiffany. If that's considered to be disrespectful, then then I'll just continue to do it if you feel like that. But y'all don't even know what they're trolling the chat room right now. You people that are trolling the chat room are the dumbest people that have ever existed upon the fucking earth. So we're not gonna say disrespect. We're gonna say telling the truth. That's exactly what Tiffany did for years, was stalked me and bought to, and I don't want to say she bought them together, but she's the one that went to a couple of them, and that's not disrespecting her. We all know the reason why Tiffany met up with this one guy was so that he could stalk me, so that she could use him to stalk me. How's that disrespecting her? That's the truth. I don't believe that she was doing that in the years leading up to her death, but that at least that's what she did. So how is that disrespecting Tiffany? And if Tiffany was stalking another woman, she needs to be disrespected if that's what you call disrespect. If you're a woman or a man stalking anybody, you need to be disrespected. That's just fact. Have I said anything wrong? If you are a man or a woman actively stalking another man or a woman, you deserve to be disrespected. You are a disgrace and you need to go get a life. How is that being disrespectful? Then also I was speaking to the context of this person who I am about to file a police report against. I actually recorded uh right, exactly. I actually recorded where he admitted that his girlfriend is actively looking for people that I know so that she can dox them. So I've got that recorded and I will be filing a police report because of it. And eventually those people are going to go to jail. I was speaking to the context of the women that he has in himself involved with are stalking me. The last couple of women that he has been involved with were actually stalking me. How is that disrespecting Tiffany? And what the hell makes you think that you got the right to come in here and question me about anything, stalker? You are beneath me. You are a bum. If you are a stalker, you are a bum. You are a loser. Have I made myself clear on that? You don't come in here and question me about nothing that I've said when you follow around stalkers. In fact, you know what, Stefan, but it's one of those kinds of things to where this is an example of where free will is actually dangerous. So anybody that I love that's personally in my life that is being influenced by those stupid dumb people, in that case, for that particular situation, it's okay to go ahead and take away somebody's free will for their own good. That's just like when I found out, if I found out one of my children was watching those people, and they would not stop. If I found out somebody that I love was actually being influenced or watching those people, in that case, I would, because people have free will, right? But sometimes free will can be dangerous. In that case, I would take away my loved one's free will in that case, seriously. Especially where it's something where that person needs to be protected. If free will ain't worth it when it's dangerous, when you are stepping into a danger zone. If somebody was getting ready to walk off of a cliff, right? And they said, no, this is not a cliff, this is a portal. Well, yeah, it is a portal. It's going to open up a portal when your ass die and take you to another world, take your soul to somewhere else. But if somebody that you love was getting ready to make that mistake and walk off the cliff, for me as a witch, I'm going to take their free will away from them temporarily to save their asses. And I don't give a damn what nobody say. You can judge me all you want. Judge me. Sometimes you have to take away a person's free will to help them out. I've had to do that with clients, for example. Some of my clients that I had to force them to heal from their situation because they had had so much trauma that they just could not, they could not do it. They could not get past that trauma. It was just racking their brain every single day. I worked with them for months and months and months. Finally, Spirit said, you know what, we gonna have to take their free will, because see, sometimes things that are harmful can be disguised as free will. Hope y'all know that. Things that can be harmful to a person's mind, body, and spirit can be presented, can be getting presented to them as a form of their free will. So if you see that somebody is doing something, they're like, well, I can do what I want. Well, you know what? Sometimes the things that you want to do are very harmful to you. In fact, there are people that do spells on people to trick them. Glamour magic works on the audience's free will. Did y'all know that? Certain things, people that want to fool you, it actually works with your free will. They actually can tap in to your free will, which is connected to the root chakra, right? So, that's how they violate, and they're able to tell you what your free will is. And I think it's the crown and the root chakra. So if I see somebody I give a damn about paying attention to harmful people, I'll take away their free will from that, and they'll thank me later. They'll say, I don't know what you did, but I realized, and I went back and looked, and I could definitely see the harm in that person, the harm that that person wanted to do to me. Case in point, an example, when you're talking about men in particular and how other men relate to other men. Now, other men will relate or try to connect to other men's manliness, right? That's how they get in. However, that man that's trying to manipulate another male that you love actually has malice in mind. So whenever you see a male trying to connect to another male on a manly level like that, but really this is a person that can't nobody in this world trust, not even their own kids, not even their own children. If it's a person that can't be trusted and he's working on a male in your life through his manliness or his free will, you can't let that happen. That's a fact. Because sometimes free will ain't your free will. Okay. Sometimes free will is manipulation. That's why you'll hear men often saying, I'm just coming to you man to man. And he'll have malice intention, but malevolent intentions. I'm gonna give y'all an example in a minute when I step outside. Hold on, warming up my coffee. That's right. So, Fed Governor Stephen Myron was appointed by President Trump to serve out the remaining months of former Fed. I'm gonna give y'all an example real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. The stalker. Okay, for example, the stalker contacted my uncle. And that's how you can tell how desperate they are, because one minute you wishing death on my uncle and the next day you trying to call him and be his friend. He was literally online wishing death on my uncle, accusing my uncle of practicing incest with his niece, saying all these disparaging things about my uncle, and then the next day was trying to contact him to try to be his friend, to pretend that he actually cared about him. Right after the next day, literally the next day after wishing death on my uncle, a man that he does not know. This is how stupid and crazy they are. He's trying to call my uncle the next day, leaving voicemails like, man, I'm just trying to be your friend. Now, wouldn't it be obvious? What's the obvious with that? What would be the obvious? Hmm. The obvious would be somebody that's obviously trying to manipulate somebody but has malice, malevolent intentions. Even though dude is stalking me, technically he's stalking other people in my family. So, so then that would mean that my uncle cannot trust him. My uncle can trust me. Like I said, I've known my uncle my entire life. My uncle was there when I was born. I can leave my drink around my uncle. He can leave his drink around me. In my uncle's house, we cook all the time. My uncle cooks, I cook, my older son cooks. He taught my son how to barbecue. We all cook. I can eat my uncle's food and know that it's going to be nourishing and that it's not going to be anything put into the food to hurt me. For example, uh and that brings up a valid point about what I was saying a few months ago about how I felt weird about trusting the stalker that pretended to be cool with me. I decided to not eat anything that he cooks anymore. Don't you just feel it like that Bishop from Juice account just came in here? And I'm let me screenshot these accounts too. Hold on, y'all. Cause we clocking you fucking trolls. Hold on. Ain't it funny? You know what? I'm an empath and I can feel and I can feel everything. Ain't it funny how when a troll comes in, you just feel like the spirit of retardation just walked into the room? Because stalkers have a mind of a stalker. It's off-putting, it's unfamiliar, it's weird. It's just like a weird, eerie, icky, disgusting feeling that comes in. And trust and believe they are trying to threaten people, and all of them will fall right on their face. And they ain't got no God. There's no God, there's no Jesus, there's nothing for them. Just because they still breathing or they woke up this morning does not mean that God loves them automatically. And a lot of people think that. That's not true. God gave you free will, but also presented a fork in the road to you. And the moment you decided and continued to go down the road of a worthless stalker was when you needed to realize that clearly, because God's anointed ones would never be a hateful stalker. Never. They would never be a malignant stalker. God's anointed ones have love and joy and peace in their heart, and they are experiencing real life. Everything they want comes to them. They don't have to chase it, they just receive it. That's one of the reasons why I quit running flash sales. So there will be no flash sales. There will be none of that. And this is only the pulse of this channel right now. In the next couple of months, I won't even have to discuss this anymore. You need to rid yourself. You need to fix your brain. If you've been watching this stalking, I'm not going to take responsibility for stalkers. I don't have to do that because I haven't done that. That's not my workings. That's not my doings. That's the stalker's doings and whoever is leading them to be that way. But you're going to have to fix your brain. My face and name has been used, not my energy, because my energy is not in the building of where they're at. My energy, they are absent of my energy. They wish they could use my energy to draw people to them, but they can't, can they? But they will try to make it seem interesting or create interest within their realm on their channels by utilizing my name is what they've tried to do for years. And they have changed your brainwave activities. Not my fault again. Okay, again, that's not my fault. I can't help that I exist. I'm being stalked simply because I exist. Okay? Y'all gonna have to get over the sickness. A lot of people are gonna have to get over the sickness of the stalkers. It's a social construct. Okay? So y'all better pay attention. Those of you that are smart and are going to live long and healthy and prosperous lives, understand and agree with what I'm saying. The rest of the people are so dumbed down they can't think straight. Don't let them people do that to you. I'm sorry for you. You are not somebody that I know personally. And like the example that I brought of my significant other, I had to tell him, I had to drill it into his mind. Hey, that is not real. Do you understand me? That is something that they made up. Do not let it affect you. And I put my work behind it to protect his brain. Because what the stalkers want is for everybody that I come in contact to be fucked up in the head. And they ain't been successful. And they better tread carefully and cease and desist, is what they are being told by the gods. They are being warned that you will fail. Your life functions will cease and fail because what you're doing is evil and incredibly unnecessary and stupid and dumb. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I got to follow up with a couple of my clients. I will see y'all later. Peace and love to you guys. Happy Monday. And Merry Christmas to you guys if I don't see you guys anymore. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Till after Christmas or whatever. I'll probably be back though. I think I'm gonna go ahead and upload my readings. The readings, but I'm actually gonna do a new set of readings on TikTok. Okay, I'm gonna do a new set of readings on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, follow me over there. If you can't, because some people don't want to put TikTok on their phone. TikTok takes up a lot of space on your phone, don't it? I mean, some people can't even download TikTok. So I'll try to get them uploaded on this channel. But for some reason, as soon as I do readings on TikTok, the stalking activity continues. And, those stalkers are going to regret. That's what a stalker does. They just keep going and keep going and keep going until something bad happens to them. And then they're going to say, oh shit, I shouldn't have did this. By then it's too late. Because if you notice, the stalking from people of various ages got intensified when I put up readings on TikTok because they're dumb. The stalkers are dumb. I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and subscribe and follow me on TikTok. Okay. All right, guys. Peace and love. Bye.